YouTube. Robert the Monster Among Marks Drap here. We're back again for a Monday Night Raw review with my good friend and tag team partner, Sierra. How you doing today?
I worked way too long.
I know the feeling. Let me see here. I think I might be a little too close to my own noggin right now with my view cam. But this getting into the show as it pertains to okay, we got a problem here.
Why? Heard you.
You're like
turning
robot.
off the video.
Okay, sorry folks. Again with
off the video.
Again with the bad computer being a bad. Well, it looks like I wasn't.
Sorry.
It's
this
not your
computer is
fault.
literally from like 2007.
Yeah, I mean mine's not much more recent. I mean this thing was running Windows Vista when I first got it.
We're not going to talk about the fact that I had Windows 98 until 2007.
At least you can now look at my face on your computer because you shut off the video. But to start as per usual, we want to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share all those wonderful things down below. Hit the bell for the notifications. Follow the show on Twitter at InMoshPit.
I just see a picture.
I'm sorry?
Connection.
That's not good.
Go ahead.
But follow the show on Twitter at InMoshPit. Follow her at Heavy Metal Hippie. Yours truly at Rob's Random ROMs. Let's get this thing going with the first question of the night. Has it gotten to that point yet where we start to get a little sick of the fact they keep playing the same vignettes? Not just for Roman, because I'm completely on the thank you Roman, giving him lots of love and hoping he comes back very, very soon, makes a full recovery and really comes back hard. But also with the DX,
I don't know how quick.
Go ahead.
I don't know how quick could be expecting this to be, but WWE 24 is going to be all over.
Oh yeah, no, Roman. I think we might have lost the Heavy Metal Hippie. We did. We lost the Heavy Metal Hippie. But yeah, she's got a good point. I'm pretty sure 24 WWE 24 will be all the hells over this. There's no way that they don't make Roman right before he comes back, he will be the end-all be-all of that show. So, speaking of the show, just rolling right in because you're here now.
Trying.
You're doing okay. So
I am trying very hard. We need to go at mosh pit speed.
Okay, Baron Corbin starts the show with the Universal Championship over his shoulder, saying basically, yeah, it's very sad, and we had an emotional week last week, but we got to move on, which we do. It's not long before Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out to interrupt him. Heyman says, "Hey, Brock's gonna kick Braun's ass." Braun comes out, says that Lesnar's gonna get these hands, and he's gonna win. He power slams Corbin twice. The crowd chants one more time. He does a third time as Brock stands in the corner with the championship over his shoulder, and then Braun Strowman eats an F5. That has got to be a fucking telegraph from the back saying that Braun Strowman, the monster among men, my namesake, is absolutely going to dominate at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, if we base on who stands tall at the go home show, then definitely.
Yep.
Just to let you know, if I lose you one more time, I don't know if I'll be able to get back on.
That's okay. We'll try again. We're trying to go at mosh pit speed here. So we go to commercial comeback. Balor's coming down the ramp as he normally does, and Baron Corbin is being escorted to the back by 3 referees for a match with Bobby Lashley. Lio Rush starts off by his usual jibber jabber. Bobby Lashley is very strong in this match, but Lio Rush actually gets involved twice, and on the second intervention, the ref spots it because Corbin was going up top for the coup de grace, and this gets Bobby Lashley disqualified.
Balor was going up to the coup de grace. Corbin does not do the coup de grace.
I'm sorry. I just kept moving. Again,
speaking of Baron Corbin, though, after the match, Baron does ask for Lashley and Rush to come find him.
Yeah, it was basically like they were in the ring standing over a beaten Finn Balor because after being disqualified, Bobby Lashley then goes nuts on Corbin on Balor and beats him to hell. Lio Rush slaps him a couple times, which I kind of want to see because of reasons we will get to later. I think we could end up seeing Finn Balor on 205 Live for a match, and
you need to stop that.
I will not stop that because I want to see. I actually do kind of want to see Lio Rush versus Finn Balor because I think it would be a good match. I think Finn could do it.
If they do that, they're going to do that on Raw.
Yeah. Lashley is called to the back with Lio Rush to see Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin says, "Hey, you did a great job. Finn's been a pain in my ass. Guess what? Because of your performance, you are going to be added to Crown Jewel." Lio Rush is like, Lashley's like, wait, what? I thought the bookings were full. Nope, you're going to go in place of John Cena, who, as we previously discussed on the News and Rumors, absolutely canceled because they are not moving the venue.
Update: Daniel Bryan has also said he's not going.
Yeah, that'll
officially.
That is going to be harsh. But next we get Lita, Trish, Natty, and Bayley and Banks versus the Riot Squad, Alicia Fox with
Before you
with
get
Alexa
into it,
Bliss.
before you get into it, we got the first announced match for Survivor Series, which will be Rousey versus Lynch.
Yep, that's going to be interesting. And the backstage
good.
interview after Evolution between Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, basically calling each other champ, was something interesting.
The champ 7 times in 30 seconds.
It was weird. We got, as I said before, a Riot Squad with Alicia Fox, Alexa Bliss at ringside, and Mickie James. This match, I didn't care. I really didn't. It wasn't a bad match. I just didn't care.
Okay, so
Natty gets the win.
I'll go
via
ahead and
submission.
take over for this match then.
Go for it.
Okay then. Never mind. You already did the whole match then.
I said the ending. I didn't say anything about spots because again, I didn't care. I didn't pay that close attention. Maybe you had a good spot or two in there that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, I have a lot. I did a little bit of a color commentary thing this time again.
Go. That's fine. that is completely okay. 100% fine.
So Trish Stratus and Sarah Logan end up starting the match. Ruby comes in to interfere. Trish via is sent to with the same move. We see Logan scramble to tag in Liv. Trish gets the ground and pound on Liv as soon as Liv gets in the ring, though. At this point, Lita tags in. It's a DDT, climbs the top rope, but Liv is dragged out of the way by Ruby and Sarah, dragged out of the ring. Bayley and Sasha then hit stereo baseball slides onto Ruby and Sarah, and they followed up with tandem crossbodies. Again, going into how in sync Banks and Bayley can be. We go to commercial, and when we come back, Bayley and Alicia Fox are legal, but Sasha Banks quickly tags in. Banks and Bayley get the double team onto Alicia. At this point, we see Trish tag in, and she gets another double team with Banks onto Alicia. But after this, Fox takes control of the match. Mickie James is able to tag in, slows the match down with a rest hold. Sasha is almost able to get a tag out, but Mickie sends her into the heels corner, to which Sarah Logan tags in. We see Sarah Logan go to slam Sasha, but Sasha counters into a small package into a near fall. Logan hits a drop kick, and she gets a near fall. At this point, Logan also slows down the match. Slows down the match by hitting rest hold, stomping on Sasha's leg. Ruby then tags in, starts arguing with the ref, and that allows the heels to get cheap shots onto Sasha. We see Sasha miss another tag. Ruby punches Lita, knocking her off of the apron, then mocks Trish, then mocks Sasha. This allows Sasha to roll out of the corner, and Ruby hits Liv and Logan off the apron. Fox quickly tags in, and Ruby rolls out to check on the girls. Fox is sent face first into the corner, or she's sent into the face's corner, hits Trish Stratus and Bayley off of the apron. Natty gets the hot tag, allowing Sasha to finally get a break, and Natty just flattens everybody. We see Natty go for a pinfall attempt, to which Sarah Logan breaks up. Trish hits Logan and James, and the match just kind of falls apart at that point. We see Bayley and Lita hit Twist of Fates. Bayley gets her elbow drop. Lita gets the Lita Salt. Lita and Natty did the heart attack. We see Alicia Fox kick out of the heart attack, only for Natty to put Alicia into the sharpshooter, giving the submission, and the faces winning.
Yep. It was really good. Next we had a Nia Jax backstage interview. Ember just kind of rolls fucking in, and she starts talking. There's a little bit of a I actually kind of feel like it was a bit heelish by Nia. And Ember's like, oh yeah, you think I'm not that great? Well, hang on, we gonna have a match later tonight, and Nia accepts. That's when
It's not that Nia didn't say Ember wasn't great. Nia just said, I won.
Yeah.
Ask me the questions. Which, in actuality, in an interview, that's how it's supposed to go.
I mean, I didn't say that it was like she. The reason I said it was a bit heelish was because she was very much, yeah, that's great, me.
Yeah, that's.
And.
Yeah, that's a stereotypical heel thing.
Yeah. Elias.
Speaking of heels that we love.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Elias. Elias is in the ring. He plays a bit before saying that, hey, yeah, I was asked about last week by Ric Flair, and Rick wanted to see this thing again. So here you go, Rick. He shows the clip of him breaking the guitar over Corbin's neck and says he's got a special song for Baron Corbin. Goes straight to the back, starts, knocks on Corbin's manager's door. Corbin's like, I don't care who you are, go away. He's like, oh, all right, it's me, Elias. I know you're in there, probably on the phone. You want to shut that off, silence your phone, hold your applause till I'm finished, and most importantly, shut your mouth. And he starts playing a song about Baron Corbin, just kind of running him down, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he compares Corbin to a bad Kurt Angle, and then tries to set up by saying that he is Stephanie's bitch. Only for Jinder Mahal to show up out of nowhere and just start wailing on Elias. I was very confused as to why. Mm-hmm. It was answered after
the beatdown
commercial break that Elias and Mahal would be having a match next.
Actually, right before commercial, Jinder's like, "Oh, he tuned you up." I'm sorry, Corbin's like, "Oh, hey, Jinder tuned you up, huh? Well, guess what? You're gonna have a match next. Go at it." Mm-hmm.
Oh, I even wrote, I guess Baron stands tall.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of, though, Corey Graves in the Elias versus Mahal match, off the bat, gives reference to 3MB, which is interesting because there's been rumors of a table for 3 with 3MB.
Oh, that'd be something to see.
Yeah, except Heath's doing absolutely nothing.
I mean, half of them are doing absolutely nothing.
Mahal is doing something. He had a match this week. McIntyre is doing something. He accompanied Dolph out this week. We haven't seen Heath in God knows how long.
Actually, it's been, oh God, there was some special guest.
Since you looked at me.
No, there was a special guest.
Oh, we saw him for the World Cup. He was trying to get into the Battle Royal thing.
Yeah, and I don't remember who he was talking to. He was talking to
to Baron.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was talking to Baron, and he's like, "Let me in," and no.
Let me represent the great state of West Virginia.
Yeah, right.
But let's get into this really quick match.
Yeah, this just.
Granted, Mahal. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this didn't last very long. The ending came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, Mahal actually controlled a good bit of this match, especially the beginning. Mm-hmm. And it was because of the pre-match beatdown that he got. We saw the Singh brothers were able to distract the ref. Mahal focusing on the ribs throughout the match. But it's when Mahal tries to slow down the match with a rest hold, in which Elias is able to get some separation, which allows him to get those nasty mule kicks out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
He gets some really stiff shots, and to which Mahal tries to get some offense, but out of nowhere, Elias hits the drift away and pins Dinner Mahal.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, we get a replay of...
You're not even gonna comment on that.
Nope, just I let it go because even when I watched, because I watched most of this live, and then I went back today to get my notes, and like I said, most of this that part I just when I watched it on TV it didn't catch, but when I heard it again I was like, nope, I'm gonna let that go. That's gonna be great material for Corey Graves, and he did not disappoint. Corey Graves just absolutely decimating.
I don't think I've ever seen Jesus, Corey was in rare form last night. But speaking of Jinder Mahal, I don't think I've ever been able to say his name correctly. It's always been Ginger Mahal or Dinner Mahal. I've never. That was a quick little Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I've never had a problem with it. Again, there was a replay of the opening of the show with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. Then there was a wonderful segment after that with Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke it. Well, it was the World Cup bracket, and then we got Kurt Angle vignette.
I don't remember seeing the bracket at that point.
They showed the bracket like 3 times throughout the show.
Yeah, I remember seeing it actually after there was another section, and I was like, oh, there's the bracket. Okay, cool. Because Kurt is very much talking about how people think, oh, he's coming out for one last match. No, I'm coming out to prove that I'm still one of the best in the world. Well, I am the best in the world, and that he will face Dolph Ziggler in the first round. Then we get this weird. Moving
on, weird triple threat tag team match, which features the Ascension, my boys, with the jobber entrance, which means they're gonna get pinned. AOP, and I guess I'm calling them Glorious Gable.
I mean, you can. I just chose not to. I just wrote it Bobby Roode, Chad Gable.
They need a nickname.
I mean, I don't know how much more mileage they want to put into this, but it's getting to the end of the road.
I mean, if we think about how much more they want to put into this, Gable and Roode did technically win this match.
They did.
Granted, they did not stand tall at the end of this.
There was a reason, because you got AOP. And AOP, speaking of, come out with Drake Maverick. They're instantly targeted by both teams on the outside, just taken out.
Well, 3 weeks ago they took out both the teams. I
Hey,
was a little bitter.
I ain't saying it was a bad move because, you know, if I were in a tag team, I would have done the same thing. Instantly go after the biggest threat and then work on the other two. Hold
Hold up. So Connor looked amazing in this match. Connor spent a lot of time in the ring for this match.
Oh yeah.
And I think like the only time he wasn't in this match is when Victor tagged in. I'm gonna talk about this match. I love my babies.
That's fine.
All 6 of them.
I saw that coming.
But yeah, as you were saying, we saw Ascension, Rude, and Gable take out AOP. They sent Razor into the stairs. Akam went into the ring post. We got that weird commercial. I hate when they do the commercial break as soon as like the action starts and you know that the match is going to start in the middle of a commercial.
Oh yeah.
Just because I like to have very clear notes.
Yeah.
But after we get out of the commercial breaks, Connor tags in via the AOP. Gable and Connor are now the legal men in this weird triple threat match. We see Gable tries to tag in Rude, but Victor, being that wily little veteran, knocks Rude off the apron. Connor hits a spine buster onto Gable, and good God, I don't ever want to get spine busted by Connor.
It was beautiful.
He moves it into a pin attempt, to which Akam breaks it up. At this point, we see Connor and Akam with the stare off. Did not realize how much taller Connor is than everybody else.
Oh yeah, he is a mountain of a man.
He is. I would like to see him stand next to Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah,
or Baron Corbin.
And Corbin stands about eye level with Brock Lesnar, but Braun Strowman stands a little taller.
Yeah, because Corbin's like 6'7".
Yeah, and Brock has to look up at Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I think Brock's like 6'2", 6'3",
something like that. But
but let's get back into Connor because Gable drop kicks Connor into Akam, which sends Akam ringside. Victor gets the tag off of Connor, into which Bobby Roode tags in and does a suplex into, let's face it, that was an RKO.
Yeah. That suplex into a stunner.
That was an RKO.
Either way.
But this gives Bobby Roode the pinfall victory over Victor.
Mm-hmm.
I am very upset. Victor, get your shit together.
And it's at this point AOP come back in and just fucking wreck house.
Lays waste to everybody. They send Connor into the ring post. They get I think it was the last chapter onto Victor. And then they hit the Super Collider onto Rude and Gable.
I don't think that what they did was the last chapter. Because if I recall correctly, the last chapter is like a side Russian leg sweep with a fucking running clothesline. And
we're going to get technical. It was literally Magic Killer, but instead of the person being in the supine position, they were in the prone position.
Yeah. Then Rude and Gable eating a Super Collider.
Yeah, AOP is gonna get a title shot here soon because this episode it did not give us any information as to what's going on in the tag team division. Rollins wasn't wearing a belt. They didn't introduce him as a tag champion. Ambrose didn't wear a belt.
That's what's throwing me off. It's like, what are you guys doing to your tag team division? Come on.
Oh wow! Speaking of, the next segment is actually Rollins demanding answers.
I was gonna say we get the little vignette with Roman having gone to Dallas
God.
Children's Hospital with a few other WWE stars beforehand, and that those same Connor's Cure kids were sending love to Roman and
Look,
his fight. And
y'all need to stop. My tear ducts didn't act up for this one, but y'all need to stop. I don't want to cry or potentially cry when I watch wrestling.
You got me a little choked up. That's what it did.
Moving on to Ambrose being a goddamn amazing bastard.
Oh yeah, this one was for me was they start with showing what happened last week and including Ambrose's attack on Seth Rollins, and then Seth comes out, no Raw Tag Team Championship, which didn't make sense to me, and calls out Ambrose, is like, listen, I should be out here celebrating with my friend and my brother Ambrose, but he's not. I haven't tried to find him because I know he's one of those guys where if he doesn't want to be found, he's not gonna be found. So come on out, tell us why you did it.
Yeah. But before we get that, he spins his tale about turning Ambrose turning his back on the Shield, and how Seth was trying to figure out if it was potentially his fault because, Seth turned on Dean 4 years ago, and maybe Dean just never got over it. And, he was really, the way he was spinning it, it almost sounded like your prediction where Ambrose snapped and didn't know what was going on was potentially a very plausible thing until Ambrose comes out.
I would have loved for that to be the thing. And he calls him out. The music hits. Doesn't come out the ramp, but actually he's up in the crowd. Seth's like, come on, be a man. Come down here, face me face to face and tell me why.
At least when I put the knife in your back, I told you why.
Yeah, and he's just every couple seconds Seth is just getting progressively more pissed. And Ambrose goes like he's gonna walk down. Makes like he's gonna walk down, takes a few steps back up the ramp, pulls a microphone out, taps it a couple times, makes it look like he's gonna say something, says fucking nothing. It's Seth at this point is just boiling with rage.
Yeah, because Seth is there to get answers, and all Dean can do is stand on the stairs, mock the Shield's entrance, and sneer at Seth. Oh, yeah. At this point, Rollins calls Dean a cold-hearted bastard, and then uses the lunatic word, which, based on past uses of the word, I would have thought that Dean might have snapped there. We see that his facial expression with the mouth gets a little bit more severe.
Yeah.
But Ambrose doesn't do anything. Actually starts walking away. To which, Rollins says he's off to go get Dean. But Dean walks away, and Rollins just stays in the arena.
That was the thing. I was like, he's like,
no,
well,
follow
fine,
him. I want to see this promo later.
Yeah, fine. You don't want to come down here. I'll come up there and beat the answers out of you. Pulls his belt off, pulls the Intercontinental Championship off, leaves it in the ring, goes like he's gonna... I just
turned the page and saw what the...
It's just... walks away without saying a word. Backstage, we get the interview with Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley. And apparently Seth is slotted to face him first in the first round. And again, this is where I see, for the first time, the bracket. And I wrote down Jeff Hardy versus The Miz, and Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton are going to be the other half of the bracket.
They're going to be the SmackDown side, and then, as you said, Rollins v. Lashley, and then Angle versus Dolph.
Yep. This is going to be good. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I turned the page and realized what the last hour was, and I only want to talk about one thing.
Which?
And that would be Dolph.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. We get a
No,
we get a.
we need to go over Nia Jax.
I was gonna get there.
No, we're gonna go continuity. Continuity.
That's what I'm doing.
Timeline. Let's go. Nia Jax.
Actually, Degeneration X and Brothers of Destruction both get video recaps of their various video promos that they did.
Yeah, but we've seen that throughout the night.
Yeah, this was just more of it for whatever reason. It doesn't need to be done. Nia Jax versus Ember Moon. Again, this one was hurtful.
Yeah, this was just a blurb. I enjoy seeing Ember and Nia, and I enjoy seeing them working together. The ending of this match was a little weird. Yeah. With the introduction of Tamina, which, you know, I had said I wanted to see Nia and Tamina either tag or have a feud, but it seems like they're pushing Tamina in the route of Ember Moon. And maybe potentially those two could have like a number one contendership match after whoever wins Rousey v Jax.
And I still see that
let me just go ahead and
go ahead. I still see that as Nia Jax and Ember and Ronda Rousey having an amazing feud in the lead up to because there's nothing. What
you changed your tune real quick there, sir.
I'm sorry. If you go back, you'll note that one of the few things that I've ever said about Rousey versus Nia Jax is that Nia Jax is a credible threat to Ronda Rousey, and especially since we've now had that Evolution match.
You were pissed about the outcome of a Battle Royal match because basically Ember hadn't won.
Yeah, well, just because I'm not happy with who's going forward doesn't mean I can't see the potential of it. You kind of have to live with the reality you live in, you know? You don't get a choice when creative makes decisions because I'm not in creative. Moving on. Like you said, Nia Jax dominates this match physically, and an appearance by Tamina definitely setting up the possibility of a rivalry between the two. Nia Jax wins with a fucking leg drop on Ember Moon, getting the pinfall victory. Next, we get actually Lucha motherfucking House Party. Lucha House Party versus the Revival. I like this. We got the Wrestle Boys in the house. This was Kalisto and Lince Dorado of the Lucha House Party versus Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder of the Revival. Very short match, but very good. The Lucha House Party pick up the win after Kalisto hits the Salida del Sol, and I couldn't tell what the fuck Lince Dorado did off the top rope onto, I believe it was Scott Dawson, but it doesn't matter because the Salida del Sol won the match for him. So, there you go. Next, we have Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre ringside versus Apollo Crews. Again, Dolph Ziggler starts this with a really damn good promo about how he's the best to ever walk down the aisle, how he's never stopped being amazing, and Apollo Crews comes down looking amazing as he does. A very physically impressive person, especially when he pressed, he lift pressed Dolph Ziggler, who is not a small guy. And
I mean, compared to Apollo, he's pretty small.
Oh, I mean, Apollo is a very nice physique, just very much in the same vein as Bobby Lashley.
Why did they never do anything? Yeah, that would have been a father-son moment.
Yeah, you know, three people I want to see in the ring at the same time or at some point. And I think this would have been a good build-up for Lashley's first feud, which is Finn Balor, or should have been Finn Balor, would have been Apollo Crews, then Titus O'Neil, and then Finn Balor. Because...
Yeah, but the issue with that is that Apollo is no longer a part of Titus Worldwide.
Well, I mean, Apollo's amazing. Titus is just really good. So seeing him in the ring at any time is always fun. Moving on, Dolph Ziggler manages to eke out a victory in this one, picking up the victory after hitting the super kick. And he just kind of falls into it. You were saying?
Yeah, I mean, Dolph looked really impressive in this match, but this pretty much just telegraphs that Kurt Angle is going to beat Dolph at Crown Jewel.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Lashley's got to face Seth Rollins. I actually would have thought that had Cena not canceled, that the first match with Cena and Seth Rollins would have been yet a further just amazing, like the Iron Man match, where it was a knockdown, drag out fight, and I couldn't call it either way because both men are amazing in the ring. Now that we have Bobby Lashley standing in that spot, I don't see them giving him the nod. It's not his time yet.
Okay, you say that, but I think Lashley's gonna... I think Lashley is going to win his match against Rollins, at least. One, because... Oh, shit, he did technically stand tall because he beat up Balor afterwards. Mm-hmm. But Rollins is about to enter this feud with Ambrose. Rollins doesn't need... It would be nice to see him get through the first round of the World Cup tournament, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dean showed up and there were shenanigans.
I think that Ambrose, being the calculating person he is, he probably wants to twist the knife some more in this sense. He's going to wait for that heartbreaking moment. He's going to wait to where it looks like Seth is going to get the best and then turn it, because he wants to really hurt Seth Rollins. So
had an idea. Whoever Seth drops the IC title to, Dean's going to be the reason Seth drops it.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. We get the
because
brothers...
if you think about it, 2 weeks
ago.
Yeah, but go ahead and talk about the Bros Destruction.
No, I mean, you had a thought.
I mean, because 2 weeks ago, or last week, when Rollins and Ambrose won the titles, Ambrose said something during the attack, said, you know, it's always been about these, and he pointed out the titles. It would only make sense for the big knife twist, as you were saying, be Ambrose costing Rollins his IC championship.
Yeah, so I think that actually Seth is going to be on his toes for an attack by Dean at any point, and
it's just Seth's going to be ready happen. Because what's amazing with Seth and Dean, this storyline, Seth's already played the heel in this storyline. Oh, yeah. So Seth now as a face has some expectations as to what could be coming. Oh, yeah. You have to think about all of the shenanigans in Hulk Hogan's birthday presents. He put a slime thing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. The hot dog cart. These are the things that Dean is going to do. They're going to be kind of out of left field.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to see it coming.
But they're going to be entertaining as fuck.
Oh, fuck yeah. Brothers of Destruction come down, start, talking about how they're going to take DX's souls and how they want them to come out right now so they can never rest in DX music. And
Generation X.
Yep, that's when Triple H comes out. He's got the double glow sticks and the bottle of water, and he's rolling around on the top of the ramp, and Shawn Michaels doesn't come out yet. And it's like, all right, no, I see where you're going with this, but I want to see it happen.
Taker sensed this.
He points to, like, he backs up. He's like, because he makes it look like, where's? Oh, I know. Hang on. We got to step back here. What-da? And Kane is like halfway up the ramp, and Shawn Michaels slides into the ring, baps Taker with a sweet chin music, and then rolls the fuck out.
Well, no. First, he avoids Taker because Taker sensed it. He
Oh,
turned
yeah.
around and was ready to get a clothesline or a lariat of some sort, to which Michaels ducked it and gave us that beautiful sweet chin music. Um, Taker on the ground for a good minute. We see DX celebrate because they got the one up, and Taker gets the sit up.
Yeah.
We get the music, the sound effects.
The gong.
DX looks visibly shaken. Like, you know, they've dealt with the Taker before. I'm sure they've all had their. I know they've all had their moments where Taker, and then just sits up.
Yeah, that is probably one of the more iconic ways to unsettle somebody is with that sit up. But speaking of iconic, we're going into our final thoughts here. Personally, I think this Raw, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It could have been a little better, but it wasn't, as far as go home shows and things like that are concerned. It wasn't bad. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, could have been worse. Are you still with us, and can you give us your final thoughts?
I give. Oh shit! Look, I lost a little bit of connection, so I didn't hear half that question. I think I heard something.
Yep. Final thoughts from you.
Final thoughts. I gave. It was a stereotypical show for Raw. It was the. We had the go home for Evolution last week. This is the go home for Crown Jewel, and yet I don't feel like half of these storylines are truly ready and set up for Crown Jewel.
Oh yeah, they could have been done better.
Because of how, I don't want to say bad, but for a go home show, it was not up to par. Oh, no. Because of the
if I have to use my powers of clairvoyance, I would say you're thinking about the timeline between Evolution and Crown Jewel, yeah?
What?
I'm trying to get you back on track. Cuz you cut out.
Oh. What did you get then?
You were saying that goodness me. You were saying this didn't feel up to par for
let me just try to say it again.
A go home show.
Yeah, no, this compared to, and even with the compare it to the Evolution go home, which played second fiddle to Crown Jewel last week with the Evolution go home, that should have probably been the Crown Jewel go home. With the fact that they did the 10 women tag on Raw tonight, that probably should have been a part of the go home for Evolution. I feel like they got the shows flipped for each go home, and because of how lackluster this go home show was, it makes me worry about the content, the quality of the WWE will be presenting us with Crown Jewel.
Ouch. Yeah, you got a good point. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share all those wonderful things down below. Hit the bell for the notifications. Follow the show on Twitter at InMoshPit. She's at Heavy Metal Hippie. I'm at Rob's Random ROMs. We will see you all tomorrow night for the SmackDown Live review, which SmackDown starts here in the next hour and a half. Ooh.
Yep.
Later.
Bye.